Hey, my fire signs, what's up? Welcome back. This is your November 2019 reading for all of the fire signs. They're going to be done separately. I'll put the timestamps in the comments below. Thank you for being here, and let's get going. I'm going to go Aries, Leo, Sag. For Aries, please, for November 2019. Any messages for Aries, please? Their life in general, all subjects. For November 2019. What's the most important thing that the sign of Aries needs to know for November 2019? Ooh. Really? All right. Whoa. That's really odd. Another sign had basically these exact cards. Sorry for the camera shaking. Whoa. Can't wait till my room's done. It'll be easier than this whole table setup I have here. Wow. Okay. So, looks like some of you are dealing with another fire sign Aries, probably Leo, Sag, possibly another Aries, or somebody that you find very attractive, that you have a lot of passion for. I'm going to pull some other cards just to qualify this for Aries for November 2019 concerning their love life. What do they need to know? It's like I think you're not trying with a situation where there was a tower moment. This could be friends. This could be family. This could be a past lover. But I think that you are done kind of wallowing in it. And you're like waiting on something else, you know? Like you got done wallowing in it. I think they tried to communicate or something at some point. And you kind of gave him the cold shoulder, shot him down. In a way, because you're moving forward, like you're totally over it and you're waiting on, you know, other better things to come in. And I think you told them about themselves on top of it, because, you know, you started out trying to be nice and they kept pushing or whatever, and then you told them about themselves and they didn't necessarily like it, but it's like they still came back all sweet or whatever, like still trying to like preserve the friendship kind of thing. So you've kind of ended up in this spot where things are a little more equitable, but I think that you're worried about, or they're worried about preserving the friendship, I think, more than you. Like you don't even want to, you're not trying to piss on them if they were on fire, basically. It's the vibe that I'm getting. You got Five of Cups reversed, the Tower upright, the King of Wands upright, Three of Wands upright. A lot of fire energy here. You know, Ten of Wands reversed as the qualifier for the reading. Judgment upright. Y'all don't have a love life, do you? This has got to be like a friend or family or work situation. Hold on. Aries, please, for November 2019. What advice do they need to know in reference to their love life? Y'all are the only ones that a card just didn't want to come out for. I'm just going and going. What is this, the 8th time or something? November 2019. Finally, too. Let's see. Wedding in reverse and heart-to-heart conversations. All right. So, somebody might be getting divorced. That could be what this judgment is. That might be the actual court process of, you know, leaving behind if this is involving a divorce, this might be for like one of you guys. If this is involving a divorce, you didn't see what you still had that was good after something bad happened. You ended up in a situation in your relationship, in your marriage, where you didn't want to work on anything anymore because you were really, really hung up on the bad stuff, basically, to the point that you were just like, I'm not working on this anymore. And that caused the tower moment. It's not like the divorce was for any lack of attraction, I don't think, between you and your former partner, but I think there was just too much damage and you really, really just wanted to move forward. But I think for those of you that are getting the divorce, you found yourself in a much better place, and I think that is out of kind of trying to repair a friendship or just trying to become amicable with the ex is what I'm getting. And that's healing through heart-to-heart conversations. But for very few of you, another partner that is a fire sign may have come into the situation and actually assisted in, spiritual union came out. So a new person may have come in and facilitated the healing and the, sacrifice, trapped in fear, spiritual union. So, Now, for some of you, a whole different storyline. Some fairly minor, all things considered, past pain was a tower moment for you many, many years ago. But you came, back into your power after that hurt kind of thing. And you were just like, fuck everybody, basically. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. I gotta make my own, take care of my own. I don't care about relationships in general, period. And that's like the harsh judgment that you made. And you've moved on and you're worried about your finances and your career and stuff more than anything. But I do think that there is somebody, or the hope of somebody, basically. I don't know. It looks like you're burdened about the idea of a relationship or the idea of marriage. And it's all because of like these deep-seated issues. Give me a shadow word card for Aries for November 2019, please. For the sign of Aries, what do they need to work on from their shadow side for November 2019, please? Yeah, this trapped in fear and spiritual union, it's like you're afraid of the sacrifices that a real relationship might need, or kind of, are you good enough for it, or do you want to bother? And just, I guess, just the fear of love. It's like you're afraid of really getting caught up with somebody. And I think that you think it will affect your money. And it's like your standard, in a way, is like too high. And it's, I don't know, you've been hiding behind basing everything on looks, it looks like. Because we have the King and Queen of Wands here. It's like you want this absolutely perfect person, okay? So for the shadow side, we get forgetting oneself. This has been a really popular one. This is full moon phase. This is culmination. This is action. So it's saying like you are ripe for this shadow work this month to work on acknowledging yourself more in your life. And I don't know, it really equates to self-esteem, self-love, like learning to love yourself more. Also not working yourself to death, because forgetting oneself is this energy of sacrifice, which sacrifice came out. And, sometimes sacrifice is needed. And I think this sacrifice is talking kind of about, in the love sense, it would be needed. Or with trapped in fear and spiritual union coming out, I think it's, fear of sacrifice, making sacrifice in a relationship, that you might have to sacrifice your finances with this Six of Pentacles here. You might have to, change your lifestyle or who you are. Like maybe you feel like you couldn't be as vibrant in a relationship, or that you might be overburdened and you just don't want anything to do with that nonsense. So I think to a certain degree, this is like a lot of, there's a lot of shadow work called for, of like acknowledging your fears about yourself and acknowledging your insecurities, but like loving them and taking them to be as part of yourself and accepting that and moving forward with a greater appreciation for your strengths. You just need to appreciate yourself more and also care for yourself more. More self-care, more self-appreciation, less overworking. Yeah. That's pretty much the long and short of it. And stop always expecting, you know, tomorrow to be the right time with this 3 of Wands upright here and the 10 of Wands reversed. Like, I think this is a very forward and progressive thinking is a positive thing, but the shadow side of forward and progressive thinking is constantly, you know, nothing is ever enough, and tomorrow is always going to be the right time, and it's always later. I just gave this speech to somebody else. I forget what other reading it was, but it might be something that's in your chart to this Aries that this is connecting with. Yeah, 10 of Swords, Ace of Swords, upright. Past pains are going to lead you to your clarity that you need to address this whole situation, basically. And I think that the time is ripe, since these messages from Spirit came out right now, for you to begin at least addressing them. I can't imagine that in the rest of November that's going to be like, you're going to be like, oh, I'm done. Ding. Pull me out. But, yeah. So, I want to look at this through the finances standpoint. From the finances standpoint, some negative emotions prompted you to take a dramatic action. Okay? Meaning, like, I feel like my car is not good enough, and I feel like a fucking dweeb driving this, you know, hoopty around, and it's really affecting my self-image kind of thing, so I'm going to go buy, like, a BMW. Maybe a little too far, you know what I mean? Like, maybe a little too much. Maybe you got a little too emotional, I think, in the purchase, or overspent. A bird just crashed into the window, y'all. You need to look that up. That's like an omen, and I forget what it is. But look that up. What does that mean? Did you hear it? I hope on the microphone. Anyway. I've lost my train of thought. Hold on here. No. Okay. So, like, from the financial standpoint, I kind of feel like there was some emotional element to some type of overspending in a way. You're back in your power now. But it's like, unfortunately, too, you're kind of like on to the next thing. It seems like with the spending, like you're, somehow it didn't help your self-esteem feel any better to spend like you did. But, you know, it's not like you're going to have any problem with making money. But on the other hand, I don't feel like the judgment is sound. And what I'm seeing here with the Six of Pentacles, like, maybe not be so charitable to others. Like, be intelligent and save for the future. Don't automatically start, like, thinking about... And I don't mean lack mentality. I'm not talking about screwing up, you know, your manifestation. None of that nonsense. But on the other hand, simmer down a little bit in the finances and, like, use good judgment and discernment, and don't just be on to the next big thing. Like I just trying to think what a big purchase would be for somebody, like, you know, the example of, like, buying a car, and now it's like moving on to, like, now I want a house, and then now I want a pool. I'm gonna pay for an in-ground pool outside, or I need to buy a second house. Like, slow down a little bit. There's some need for rebalancing, slowing down, not looking immediately right to the next thing, because that could possibly be a poor judgment. Okay. Be really careful about any investments or moving money around. It really doesn't look like a good time. There's a huge potential for a lot of shakeups. Okay. I just don't see that as a positive thing. I think the clarity, though, that you could get out of the shadow work could be very positive. So one more thing before your reading runs too long, Aries. I'm going to look at career, basically, for this. Or if you are looking for a job. If you're looking for a job, Aries, present your, regardless of what kind of shit show is going on in your life. Look at this. Okay. If you're having an emotional wreck and your life is falling apart, if there's this job that you want, you need to not present that. You need to show up, you know, King, Queen of Wands, and show up, show out, do your thing, get that job. Nail that shit down, okay? There's going to be a bit of a wait, but ultimately you will end up with it. But I do have a concern that possibly you're going to find out that the pay is not exactly what you wanted it to be, you know? But there is a potential for you to ask for more in the future. But on the other hand, the job will alleviate the burdens that you've been dealing with of not having enough money and, you know, the pain and the problems and stuff. So it's going to bring a victory. Okay. So that's, I mean, it's a good situation. It's not like you're going to be waiting forever, but I mean, wear a mask in that interview. Okay. You know, I mean, be as honest as you need to, but like cover up the shit show that is your personal life whenever you go to this interview is the advice that the cards are giving. And be patient. Obviously, be intelligent with the follow-up. Send the thank you card for the interview. Call and, you know, thank the person for the interview, that kind of thing. Like, really present yourself super well in your best light. Like, dress, you know, very well. Because all of that seems like that's going to be the important part about the whole interview situation, or getting the job, or keeping the job even. Work-wise, it seems like a lot of you might be going through some kind of shakeup or considering a big change in the way you do business, where you're working, something like that. So think about it carefully. Present yourself super well when you're looking toward new opportunities, and ultimately it's going to fall in your favor, but it's not going to be as lucrative as you would want. All right. So where's my pen and paper? Y'all, I am so unprepared. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm going to move on to the next sign. That was the end. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. You got to write down these timestamps. Okay. And we are going to move to Leo. It's 1756. Okay. Clean this up. This format is so much easier, guys, if you can be patient with it, because it's like, then I have to upload 4 videos, and it's not nearly as bad.